What's up, bro?
It's been a long time, bro.
It's been a while, man.
How you doing?
Fantastic, man.
Aish, man. Welcome to the Men's Conference podcast, man.
Thank
It's
you.
been
man.
over a month.
Yeah, no, man.
What?
I know, bro.
Yeah. So, guys, it is the 20th episode. We haven't seen you in a really long time. Or you haven't seen us in a really long time. Welcome to the Men's Conference episode 20, So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I bet you're wondering, where are these guys at? Well, we are at Urban Mesai, right along Greatest Road. It's a very, very cool place, a chilling place that you guys could actually come through and hang out. As you can see, if you can see, the art in the background and the chairs and where we're at, it's really awesome and fantastic. You guys should actually come through. It is one of the best spots in Lusaka. If you want to take your girl out, if you want to make her happy, this is the place to be, So guys, welcome to the Men's Conference podcast. I'm your host, DC, the legend of awesomeness, of course. I'm joined by my brother, that is Laz, the coolest guy in town.
So-
Second from me, of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Men's Conference Podcast, and follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and TikTok, that is the Men's Conference Podcast. And of course, before we actually introduce the topic, well, we have three lovely ladies in the building.
Okay, my name is Cathrine, and I was in the last season of Hello, Mr. Right. So I'm here today to do the podcast with the awesome men as they introduce themselves.
Amazing. Yes.
So my name is Natasha Simoko. I'm 20 years old. I'm an actress.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided to pull up to do some podcasts with you guys because I've always wanted to be on a podcast, and the fact that I've been watching you guys, it's a privilege to be here.
Amazing.
All right. I'm the famous, but not so famous, Azariah. You can find my accounts on Facebook. I'm sure some of you may have seen this face before. You can find it on Facebook, which is Azariah, and then you can find me on TikTok as well. It's Azariah or Trending with Azariah. I'm happy to be on the men's podcast. I've been looking forward to joining you, and we've been summoned, so we are here.
Of course. We want to hear your opinions on the men and the women out there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of men and women are doing something wrong. A lot of men are crying, simping.
Yeah.
And then a lot of women are getting their heart broken. So what is it that both of them are actually doing wrong? So Laz, man, it's been a while. How have you been?
I've been fantastic, man. Just been eager to get back to, doing this thing so we can spit some facts, help a lot of men out there and women too. Because we also help a lot of women. Women text asking, for advice on how to deal with relationship. And, we give our thoughts here and there and we try our best.
Yeah, the number one male podcast in Africa. If you need any help, well, definitely we are here as the Men's Conference Podcast to actually help you. Send us a message or inbox us and let us know what you guys are actually going through. And we've been having like lots and lots of messages from men out there. They've been heartbroken by the women. They've been sponsoring, their women's, school fees,
And
paying
when-
for the rent. And they've been
They should
dumped. What do you mean as they should?
We'll get into that.
So they've been heartbroken. So it's really sad, and we are here to actually, erase that simping mentality from your mind. As a man, you need to develop yourself. You need to become the best version of yourself. You need to conquer the world. You need to be a warrior, and that is one thing that a lot of men out there are not doing. You need to conquer the world. You need to put a footprint out there and tell yourself, you know what? Even if she's dumped me, I'll still be the greatest man in the universe.
Yep.
I remember back then, a couple of years back, I was heartbroken. I was like, you know what? I can't let this stop me from becoming the best version of myself. This is why I call myself the legend of awesomeness. Yeah.
So you were inspired by a heartbreak.
I mean, every man actually should go through some trauma or should go through some heartbreak in order to develop themselves. Because as a man, if men are actually seated comfortably or in a comfortable state, they are not able to realize their wrongdoing.
Yeah.
This is why you find emotional men out there. And one thing is that emotional men are actually one of the dangerous men. If you tell a boy child, to express himself, that is the most dangerous thing you can ever advise a young boy to do. Because you know what happens? You start to think, since mommy told me I should express myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to insult this girl. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit her. Because I was taught to express myself. Wow, as a father, I remember my uncle telling me this. When we were young, we would fight a lot with our female cousins. Now, because he wasn't really around, so when he came one time to visit, he caught me and my cousin fighting, and he grabbed me, and he was like, next time I hear you, I don't care whether you're playing, but if I ever see you fighting with her, I will unleash the God's wrath on you. And I was like, I don't care how old you are, whether you're in your 50s, I'll still come for you, even when I'm dead. I was like, damn. So that has always lingered in my mind. And at first I realized, I told myself, I was like, wait, why is he saying this? Not until I got older and I was like, damn, yeah, that's why he said it, Because, we need a father figure in our lives and whatnot.
Because even if the actual father is not there, at least they need a male figure to look up.
Yes.
Could be an uncle, could be someone, maybe like a cousin. Yeah.
Could be a cousin, could be a brother, older brother, it could be an uncle, it could be a father, of course. And so it's really important for men out there to actually analyze, to be emotionally stable.
Yeah.
So
And It reminds me of the conversation we had before we started the podcast, where I was saying the one thing I love about the men's conference, like your platform specifically, is because you are focusing on the men and the boys.
Yeah.
And I did mention that there's quite a gap in our society, especially in the African society, when it comes to empowering a male child. The focus, I know Natasha has a lot of things to say. So the focus mainly has been around the girl. I think even as girls, we have so much of support around us.
Yeah.
We have sisters, we have friends, we have girl groups, and even if we lie to each other, but some of the things we learn. We have mothers who counsel us, aunties, grandmas. You can talk about even the marriage process. You find that a girl will be put in a house for maybe a month, 2 months, and they go through all those teachings. The focus has not really. If you compare the time that is spent on a male, on a man in terms of teaching or counseling, is much lesser than that of a woman. Even in a home, I think I did mention this to say the focus has been on bettering the girl, in hope that she'll become a better wife. Not that that's. Of course, there are good and downsides to that. But anyway, back to my point, I was saying I love your platform because it is more empowering, because we've seen a lot of toxicity, especially when it comes to podcasts that are curated by men. They, kind of amplify the nyash, they amplify what kind of girls do you have to go for.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just demeaning to the women.
Yeah.
I follow your content really, and it's really empowering, especially that you're focusing on men specifically, not really so much about what kind of girl do you have to look for, So I really love that.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It seems that Natasha, you've got
exactly
opinion on that.
No, the thing with me is that I believe that
The mic?
men
Yes.
men are naturally warriors.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any reason why it should be equal when it comes to teachings and stuff like that. Like you said, a man is a warrior, and naturally too, a man is supposed to be a provider. You get that, right? So I feel like you can't compare women and men. You can't, and that will never be.
Yeah, I completely understand. I mean, when you talk about gender and gender roles, you cannot say a woman and a man are going to be equal, because we have different strengths, and we need to recognize that. But the fact remains that a man and a woman cannot live without each other. So then what we are looking at is how do we better a man? Because, I mean, whether we like it or not, we can say men are warriors, they are natural hunters, they are providers, but they need someone to teach them
Exactly.
And I feel the best person to teach them is someone who is like them, which is a fellow man. That's why you find that, especially in Zambia, let me say this, we have a lot of absent fathers. This is one thing I want to say about what men and women are doing wrong. We have a lot of absent fathers. They are present. First of all, we have like runaway fathers. We have, estranged baby daddies.
Yeah.
And then we also have fathers in the house, but they're absent.
Yeah.
Their role is left mostly to the women to raise the children. You find bainuka kunchito straight kuba, but if
Yeah.
kakungana 22 hours, the children are sleeping.
Yeah.
In the morning, the wife prepares them. They go. They are just like that, and I feel like that's like a natural copy because of the kind of role models that have been set in our country. Because you see your father doing that, so I mean. The child of a snake is a snake.
Yeah.
You also just become like that because that's what you have seen someone who looks like you do.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, if we can have role models, like the way this podcast is, where they talk about more positivity, like more positivity stuff for men, I feel like we can have much better kind of men in our society. I think that's where my point is.
You're speaking about a man coming back home at 22 hours, but don't you think that's also to do with also the woman that he's married to? Because I mean, we've I've heard men sitting 15 minutes in the car before they actually enter the house.
Why?
Now, don't you think that sometimes it's to do with a woman nagging every time he enters the house? No, where have you been? You don't do this. You don't shine. So in his head, he's thinking, wait, I went to work at 9, at 6. I come back home at 19 just to find my wife nagging and arguing with me on certain things that I'm not doing. When meanwhile, I'm providing and I'm protecting her and I'm doing all these things and I'm goddamn tired. So what should I do? You know what? Let me go and chill at the bar where I'm alone. I drink some
You're literally making the issue
Stress-free
worse.
environment.
That's so wrong.
Stress-free environment.
That's so wrong because as a man, you have to be doing something wrong for a woman to be nagging. We're actually good creatures. We don't nag anyhow. You have to be doing something wrong. You have to ask yourself, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Sit yourself down. Go back to the drawing board. Ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Mainly women, we want is support from our partners. We want them to be active listeners. We love to talk. It's in us.
Yeah.
If you're not listening,
We nag.
you're not taking points, and that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
We start nagging.
Yeah. Or what
And-
they call nagging.
Yes, what you call nagging, we start nagging. So you have, as a man, you have to ask yourself if you're constantly finding yourself in a bar all the time without, you knock off from work,
Yeah.
you start sitting in the car, you're also trying to avoid your partner. I think men are doing wrong. What men are doing wrong in that area is that's lack of intimacy. Intimacy doesn't mean you have to be with your partner, have sex with your partner. No, it means physical intimacy.
Yeah.
You sit down, you talk about what you are
Yeah.
going to do forward to resolve your issues, how you're going to help your relationship grow. Because mainly men focus their partnership on other relationships and forgetting their partnership inside their home.
Exactly.
So you have to focus on your wife, ask yourself questions where you're going wrong, go back to the drawing board, find a solution, and work it out. That's mainly what men are doing wrong. They think the bar is the solution. No, if my wife talked about it in the morning, she's still going to be mad. Go back home, go talk to her, find out why she's still mad, work it out. Then if at all time allows, you can still go back to the bar, but then you fix your relationship at home.
Exactly.
But don't you think it's the way she actually brings it out? Because I've heard
Well-
a lot of women,
You know
don't
what?
know how to sit down and talk to their man. Because
Yeah.
this is something that I saw on the internet. Like I was watching like a couple of videos, and this lady was teaching. She was a counselor. She was teaching the wife to talk to her husband, and the wife was like, "No, he doesn't listen. I tell him to take out the trash. What? He was like, yo, relax. That's not how you talk to him. You say, look, babe, I've realized that you don't take out the trash. What's happening with you? Then he will now feel comfortable and be open to say, okay, this is what's happening with me. But if you go head to head with us, we'll put up our guard and say,
Communication also matters. You're
True.
not actively listening. Maybe at one point she might have told you to say, okay, honey, I think I want you to take the trash can out. And you didn't do it because you didn't listen. So now what's going to come?
And I think, like she said, a man creates a nagging wife or a nagging girlfriend. And the reason why you would I know the term nagging might sound negative, but it's like a scream for attention. It's like a scream for action. And I feel like most men, when you are approaching a lady, when you like her really, you put in your effort. You have, you really put in your all. But once you have a woman, and again, this is something men are doing wrong. When you have a woman, it's like you relax, Kylie.
Yeah.
You have Nasumina, and especially when you marry them.
Yeah.
Now the women become gatekeepers, kunganda, they become caretakers. You forget that you used to take a kuru Urban Mesai, you bring her here for even just a latte.
Yeah.
You can't even. I know a lot of men who neglect their wives because for Nakashi, we are attracted to you by your actions, what you show us. So we think, oh, this is how my life is going to be with this man. It will just be roses and champagne and whatever, because of what you've introduced us to, and we've become accustomed, and we are comfortable enough to say, okay, I do to this man. But then our expectations are not met. You find I just become, like I said, you just become a caretaker at home. You just become a kid bearer, and this man he looks like he's just out there having fun. And so you might, at the beginning of the relationship, when a woman starts noticing, they would share with you, say, you know what, baby, I don't like this, I don't like that. But you find maybe a man will adjust slightly, but they'll still go back to their ways, because I feel like that hunting thingy has gone out now, because they have, they've conquered the kingdom.
Yeah.
So they become very, very comfortable.
Yes.
But the wife in her head is expecting that treatment he gave me before is the same treatment I should be getting now, the princess treatment. So she tells you once, twice, thrice, you are not doing it. She starts now nagging. She starts shouting out of frustration, because she's trying to be heard by you, but you still call it nagging. So like she's saying, it goes back to like the communication. And again, you're right, sometimes as women, it's the way that we talk again. Even if you are upset, you are angry, there's a way that you can address, especially a man that you're married to, because remember, this is someone that you have to live with, put up with, there are certain things that you can say and things that you cannot say. And I feel like certain things, especially for men, they'll linger in their minds. The disrespect, for example, you start calling them names like you're a loser, or you're a family of impoverished people, things like that. Definitely a man is going to start avoiding, and like you said, it's like, oh, so you're like a fellow guy, we're talking man to man.
Yes.
So I think really, especially people who are in marriages or relationships that are leading to marriage, women especially, no matter how angry you are at someone, there are just certain things that you cannot really cross.
Yeah, because relationships are actually fragile.
Yeah.
It takes both sides and you to balance up and make it work.
Yeah.
Because it can't be a one-sided relationship. That's why you guys must have effective communication. And for a man, I think having active listening is so important.
Yeah.
Because it makes your partner heard, and it brings out the calmness in us women when we're heard.
Wait, so I have a question. What kind of caliber of a man should a woman go for?
Pardon?
What kind of caliber of a man should a woman go for?
Should a woman go for?
Yeah. Because you said that most women, when they nag, it's because there are some things that the man's doing wrong, right?
Yes.
So meaning there's supposed to be like a standard, like a list of something that you can give out.
I also wanted to ask you the same question, because, I've noticed some people just are naturally people who just like nagging. So is it because, is it that women only nag because a man is doing something wrong?
Not always.
Not always.
Because the man can meet all the standards, but she's still nagging.
She's just naturally
I know
like
usually
that.
what happens, I feel like it's women who take note of their men's weaknesses. and it's a bad thing, but I'm trying to explain. There are men who have like a feminine kind of like energy, where a man is good. That's why some men, they put up a face like they're just walking mad in the house so that they get that respect.
Yeah.
Because you find, like you're saying, they're just women who are naturally naggers. Like and
They just
especially
do
those that
nothing.
they notice, say, this is a good man. Now, if there's nothing you do. Anyhow, they will be jumping up and down.
Exactly.
I feel like women sometimes also we are doing it wrong, where you find a good man, now you want to be the head of the house.
Literally take
or the head of the
advantage.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah,
You see?
I think on that one, you're right. There are just types of people that want to go 50-50 with men, like especially women. There are those, the untamable ones, there's nothing you can do to me. and that's actually
But those
wrong.
are even lucky. They
because-
find good men.
Yes, and we women were actually taught by the Bible to be submissive.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think women are also doing it wrong in terms of wanting to go 50-50 with a man. A man is a man. You have to let him be a man.
And you know why they think like that? It's because of what the internet, what the media is purporting to them. They are telling women, not all women, they are telling most women that, yeah, equal to a man, you can go 50-50 with a man. Now, may I ask myself this question? Yeah, there's 50-50 in workplaces, you know, salaries,
Targets.
you know, targets, schools as well, you know. But when it comes to the home, who's going to protect who? That is the question.
A man is supposed to be a protector.
Who's going to nurture who?
But when we talk about equality, honestly, I feel like maybe it would be unfair to say 50-50, but I think both parties have to play a role. Remember, like I said, men have their own strengths and women have their own strengths. And it can only work when both are balancing up.
Yeah.
And balancing, I guess that's what people refer to as 50-50. They don't mean to say, oh, if a man says nalakuma and, you know, you're also putting on your gloves, or you know what I mean? Like, you also want to behave like a man. Because there are some women who actually live within their masculine energy. I remember at some point I also did live within my masculine energy. And I think it comes from different things. For example, I used to have a job where I was like, I was the only female in the team, and I was also a leader. So the people that were looking up to me were men. And you forget when you go home that you're not a boss. You're not the boss in the home. But kunshto, like you're saying, you are. But for you to put off that uniform that you wear at work, and you know, when you get to home, it's very, very difficult because most of the time you're spending it at work. I'm just giving that as an example. So you'll find that also you're bringing in more money, you know. So you kind of start feeling like,
Same level. There's nothing you can tell me.
But I feel like when it comes to relationships or marriages, I feel like we need to be putting off those, you know, those uniforms, especially work or skills, whatever, and just try to flow. I feel like it balances more when you flow within your energy. If you're a woman, you know how to talk to a man. So one strategy I learned would be, like she said, as a woman, we talk a lot, but when you're with your partner, I think there's a way you can talk to them, like, oh, baby, you know, I wish I could have carried you with
manipulative.
No, it's not no, it's not manipulative.
No, it's not.
Men like that.
I
Imagine
mean, we
you're
do.
talking to your guy.
I'm not
like,
refusing.
you're talking to your man like, so guy, child,
I won't listen to you.
But I say, baby, you know, that's what you're saying. So a man will be like, so they'll leave you home. But if you're like, baby, there's something like,
what do you want?
What do you want?
Something that you want. Something that you want.
She really acts like this. What's going on?
You're not refused because you're like, oh, baby, what? You know what I mean? Like,
In fact, now that you brought that up, when you said manipulate, who do you think is the more manipulative gender?
Women.
Women. Natasha, explain why do you think the women? Natasha, explain why you think women are more the manipulative nature.
Hey, please explain. You're on our side.
Yeah, you're on our side.
Oh my God. For real?
Yeah, explain why.
You said it's a women.
Why are women more manipulative?
What have we done?
Well, I feel like women think they can get anything they want from men.
I agree.
You see?
Is that manipulation?
Yes,
Yes, it is manipulation.
No, it's not.
It's not.
You guys.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It
What do you
is.
call manipulation, first of all?
You're able to control that man's mind at your will.
Yes.
That's manipulation.
That's
You
you
know?
manipulating
I feel
him.
like manipulation only comes when it's negative. But if it's beneficial for both of you, why not?
Okay, why is it that?
Natasha, you cannot get anything from a man when he's not getting anything from you. Eh?
I mean,
I mean, there are
but
certain things you can get from a man.
Like
That's
what?
like him being a driver,
Eh.
him be a talk time guy, food guy. There are lots of things you can get from that man.
lot.
You know, a lot of things. So you
But
manipulate
he's
your
also
way.
getting some things from you, your time,
Like-
your attention.
What? That's not
Even
enough.
A man doesn't. That's not
Even your
enough.
body. That's not enough.
That's rare. That's extremely rare. Yes.
Which world do you live in?
I know I live in the real world. I live in the real world. I know friends.
No, he's not
really
living
friends,
in
but I know
this world.
people. This man, I
You're not
know
living in the
people.
present.
I know what? No.
In this Lusaka especially.
Yes.
No, I know people.
People will just give you and they will not chew. Why you?
I know people, they want
Papa.
to, but they're actually giving the girl what she
Exactly.
wants.
They are doing that because they know they have intention of getting that.
Which
see?
they'll never get. You know?
In
They'll
most cases.
probably make their way with it.
Yeah.
You know, guys are intelligent when it comes to that.
Isn't that manipulation?
Yo.
But men are manipulators, better manipulators when it comes to manipulation.
I think both in it.
Nah, I feel
Because
like
they'll manipulate you
women.
to fall in love.
No,
with
you know what I think?
That one, you know, a man comes to you and tells you, say, they see that you're playing hard to get. I've seen this strategy work for men. They start telling you, no, so I'm thinking I introduce you to my family, I want to marry you. Even as a woman, I'm see? And then you give in everything.
No, but
Isn't that manipulation? After
instances,
manipulation, the man does a casquale.
in instances, he's actually genuine about the same proposal. It's just that because
Hello, women,
maybe
if
at
a man
some
comes
point,
to you and tells you that I want to marry you, my one of 6 months, so don't.
No, probably at some point.
For your life.
No, look. Probably at some point, maybe your behavior changed, and then he was like, "This is the girl that I want to marry." Nah, fam. I'll find someone else.
Haven't you heard
And
of
then
men
the
who
behavior.
who bet on a girl? Like they say, a girl who's playing hard to get, and this man, maybe within a group of friends, they bet to say, "Go for her. You do A, B, C, D, E until she folds." Once the man does the doing, he even loses interest.
Probably you did
Isn't
something
that-
wrong.
isn't
Probably
that
you did something
common?
wrong in the
It's
relationship,
common.
right?
It's very common.
Isn't that
Very
common? Like when a
common.
man
I mean-
hits, they lose interest.
I'm not saying that all men are good. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm saying. Yeah, there's certain men that actually do that. But I mean, in the long run, you need to understand that also when a man decides to say, okay, me, I want to marry this girl, and then all of a sudden he changes, meaning there's something that happened that women find that was small, but to him it's bigger. Like, okay, she might have found this small because at the same time, women like to shame men. Not all women, but women like to shame men. They like to say, no, why you being petty? This is what? This is.
Yeah,
so the man
because-
in his head is thinking like, so me, I can't express myself. Okay, then.
Yeah,
I'll
because we live in a world.
So I think men change about committing to someone because of the behavior of a woman.
Yes.
I don't think so.
No, I
No,
believe so.
because
I think so.
because let's be
No.
honest here. Let's be honest because
Do you
we
know,
live-
like I
because
feel like a man
okay,
usually
let me just say something. Yeah. So I think because we live in a world where we glorify women, and you mentioned about the social media where they look at, they say, no, a man should do this, a man should do that. So when she ends up, comparing her situation, her relationship with a guy, she ends up saying, you know what, the internet told me this. My man is not doing this, so I'm going to nag him. I'm going to do whatever it takes to cause chaos and whatever. To the point whereby he's like, you know what, I ain't marrying this chick.
Why aren't you taking me to Urban Mesai? I want to go there.
I
You
agree
know?
there's peer pressure amongst girls, especially in modern day. There is
Yeah.
that peer pressure amongst girls where everyone wants to date a man who's happening. I think you that video you make reference to where I talked about, girls dating within their like age bracket and just giving a chance to date someone with like potential. But I don't think the basis for a man to marry a woman is because of her changed character really. We've seen good women who've stuck by men, so but umuntu wasachinja, because for whatever reason, sometimes you can't even understand. Women
Their
even say, I
preferences
don't know what
change
came
with
over him.
time, I
This man
think.
has changed. And even the family would try and tell him, oh, this one is a good girl, this one is a good, but he would just have a change of mind. And in most cases, you find that he's got options. He's got options. He feels the other woman is better. But the thing is, I feel like also men, they scam themselves because if you feel like that other girl is better than the person that you know, sometimes you find women sometimes are almost the same.
Yeah.
And then the grass is never even greener on the other
Yeah.
side.
So sometimes men just change for no, it's not like they change because you've changed character, really. They change just katwish. Chinga menshi. It's the air.
I mean, I agree with you on that one. It's not like all men, like I said before, it's not like all men are good and all men are bad. I mean, there's a certain, there's some men that actually just want to screw over women as well.
Yeah.
That we've seen, but also there are also women that also screw over
I
men.
think
Yeah.
girls are
Like-
still boys.
And girls will also still be girls as well.
Yes,
look,
'cause-
because look, previously we had a couple of months ago we had an episode talking about a man being a destiny helper. Now, what I mean by that is that a woman will have this man pay for her school fees, for her rent until she meets the love of her life in college or university.
And it happens in both.
It happens a lot, actually.
Both ways.
Both ways.
But it happens
But I
more
think it's
on
better
women.
for a man
More
who
women.
spends than a woman. I'm telling you.
Why?
They are providers.
Yes.
Of course, yes, we are providers,
In
but
fact, one thing men are not doing
You see?
is giving women money.
And it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
No,
all the time.
listen. There's no way we can live in a world of 50-50 and then you want the man to actually pay.
We didn't say 50-50 is money.
No.
That's why you're missing it.
Okay, then
We
what
didn't
do you
say
mean
50-50 is money.
Then what do you mean
We
by
said
50-50?
I give my part as a woman, I'm your... Like, for example, if I'm your wife, I'll make sure your clothes are ironed in the morning. Like, this is me. I'm kind of like traditional modern. I'll make sure your clothes are ironed. You have a nice meal in the morning. You know, the kids are looking nice. I don't want to burden you with those, things
The
that I
house
feel
is
like
clean.
I flow in nicely.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I call my in-laws. I chef buddy. If I just need money, I ask you, baby, give me money. Mommy, that side.
But
she's-
you've got a 50,000 in your bank account. You're still asking for 100,000. Why?
Why not?
Like, it just feels nice. It's like a cake without icing. It just looks basic. So my money is like a cake. The icing on top is the money that comes from my husband, my boyfriend. I don't think about this. There's just something
about men's money.
It's really simple.
Men's money feels nice actually. You might have your own money. I'm saying from experience. I can have my own money and then I'm gonna buy things and still not be satisfied with the things that I bought. But when the money comes from a man, those things will be treasured. When I buy something, especially the money, even the budgeting is gonna be, strictly to what I intended to buy the money for. But with my money, sometimes I even buy what's out of the budget and everything, and then it's not even really that like treasured.
But also, I feel like
for-
women, we equate the man somewhat. We equate those gifts and money to like being loved. I don't.
So now what if you become broke?
A woman who will tell you that she doesn't love money is a liar.
Okay, guys.
She's a liar.
It's kind of-
But let me just clarify so that people don't. I think you also knew some men were not happy that I said I cannot date a broke man. So we are not equating. We are not saying that a man needs to be rich to spoil their girlfriend. Even when you're like college or whatever, just little things that you can afford at that point. I feel like women appreciate. Even if it's just a bar of chocolate. Even if not every time. Even when you see your woman is struggling, you have nothing to offer but prayers and encouragement. Bible verses.
And that doesn't even work.
Because even when people get married, are you going to pay the hospital bill with love or Bible verses?
Prayer.
No.
No.
Prayer.
That's a no.
Never paid
Lord,
bills.
please help my wife.
And also you can even see like a woman who's taken care of, pay with money. There's a difference in the way that they look with a woman who is neglected in that area.
No, very true, because this is why we encourage men to actually work hard and self-improve, so that you are able to actually, cater for a woman. Because once she actually has children, I mean, she won't be able to go back to work when she's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So you would have to now take the responsibility of being a man, taking care of her, providing all the necessary things that she needs. And that is something that the men's conference is actually advocating for. We are not against family. That's something that a lot of people actually think. I know men's conference is against family stuff. No, we're not. We are not. We're actually for that. This is why we encourage men to actually, get married. Even if they want to be single, let them be single. We're not encouraging single people.
choice.
It's a choice, But we're all about family on the Men's Conference podcast. Doesn't matter whether it's your brother, sister, cousin, and whatnot, right? So we're all about family. So as a man, you need to work hard, but don't let these women pressure you into spending money on them.
Don't let them
It's not
manipulate you, bro.
pressure.
Don't let them manipulate you.
Pressure.
Don't let them manipulate
Don't
you.
let them manipulate
It's not
you.
even manipulation. You want something from a woman. How do you expect to? Okay, listen. Oh, sorry, Natasha, you go first.
No. I just wanted to say this, cafes. My money is my money. Your money is our money.
No.
That's how
You
it's
see?
supposed to be,
I-
period.
See, that's how men now become broke. That's how they become broke.
No, I mean, like
also, that's
for you to come to me, you saw me that okay, I was looking good and stuff, and then I start dating you.
Okay.
You're not giving me nothing, and I start looking like I'm from the village or something like that.
Oh,
no,
okay,
bro,
okay,
you
okay.
have
But there,
to do
but
that
there
for
she has
me.
a point, because
Yes.
if you're dating a girl, do you care about her money?
Why?
Exactly.
Period.
But should she
Yeah,
care
but
about
look.
your
But
man?
I care about your money.
Because
It's like,
Yeah, I care about your money. It's our money now.
Yeah.
which men don't mind, we don't mind.
I mean, we don't mind.
I don't
yeah.
say same,
True,
same
but
goes
if
with
you-
the saying that says, "I know I'm an independent person, but I'm not about to date a man who's going who I'm not going to depend on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are certain times when, okay, I have my money, I have a business running, and I can't say I'm broke. I can afford a decent date out there on my own and take my girls out. But there comes a time when I'm having challenges here and there, and then I need my man's help, and then you just call this man and say, babe, I need your help here.
Yeah.
And then the man just goes like, oh, okay, all right, but I don't have right now. I'll see into it.
Some of them don't
But how
even say I
often
don't
is
have.
it?
They just say, that's sad. Where?
But no, the question is that how often is it? How often does he
It's-
say that? Is it all the time? If it's all the time, then there's a problem.
Yeah,
If it's
true.
once in a while,
Once in a
you
while.
know
I've
that this
also
man has got
noticed
ambition
one thing
and
about
is able
men.
when he's able to find something in order for you to actually go through with your plan, then that's all right. There's no way you can dump a man or go and sleep with another guy, all because at that one point, that man refused to just
Yeah.
give you a 1,000 kwacha.
It's not at one point. Sometimes there's just there's no such thing as stingy. There's just men that can't help you. They want to date
The
you.
women call them penguin hands.
Yes, they want to date you, but then they just can't help you. By the way, I've also dated a person that never helped me.
Okay, like I
And
wanted to say,
that was not a good experience.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's this man that I don't ask money from him. It's not like you ask money. Then there's this time I needed money, like transport money. There's a time we actually were not paid in time at work. Then I needed transport money, like about a 200 kwacha. Then you go like, babe, I need some money at 200 kwacha. This is a man I've never asked money from. He's never given me a coin, not even literally, but like money for saloon, no.
Selfish.
And like, how long ago were you guys dating?
Like for a year.
Wow.
God damn. What?
See.
they're
What I'm
also
saying,
being
right?
shocked.
So the problem wasn't the problem the caliber of man you're dating.
I
to
think
begin with.
it was.
In that area.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
was. The type of man that I was dating wasn't quite a giver.
Okay. Then you said it went on for a year. Then why did you stay with him? Like, was there something else that you liked about him?
Yeah, he was giving.
I'd like to
He wasn't giving
He was
on the
giving.
other part. He was giving on the
Yeah.
other part.
So I wanted to say something as well when we're talking about
Wait, Azariah,
Yeah.
you wanted, Natasha, you wanted to say
Natasha,
something.
Oh, I wanted to say one thing I've noticed about men is that they don't like being asked for money time
Yeah.
to time.
Yeah.
You can ask for money from your man and he'll give you, but it shouldn't be a regular thing. It
Yeah.
shouldn't
Yeah.
be like you do it every week. No, they
Yeah,
don't
bec-
like that.
Because if
Actually,
it's-
for a
because-
woman, you're not even supposed to ask. A man is supposed to be generous enough to know, okay,
We,
this
we, we,
woman
we don't read
needs-
minds.
No, you
I
don't
think there are
read
different-
minds.
you just need
I think there
that
are
money
different types
and
of men when
Yeah.
it comes to that. Some men, they don't have a problem giving you
Yeah.
when you ask, but it depends on how you ask.
Yes.
And then there are just those who already have it at the back of their mind. You've heard of like girls who are put on a monthly salary
Allowance.
Yeah.
by
Yeah,
their
yeah.
boyfriends.
Yeah.
It's just those who just feel like they
An
are
initiative
providers
man.
and they don't want to be bothered by these little things. You know, for them that's like a little thing. So it's better just give your money, do your money, whatever you want, go to the saloon and whatever. They are just men like that.
Yes.
But there are those who
And then that's the type
come
of
and
money.
comes and shine. They can't give you anything. And sometimes even in the family, it trickles down to even the kids. You find a man works in a bank, but the kids look like
Miserable.
where bantu. Like some men just you can't even say as a wife you don't even know where the money goes. But you want salary it shows that for maybe 15, 20,000. But you don't see much at home.
Maybe he's investing in a business.
Which
business?
business that
Business.
you're not involved in, that
Eh.
you don't know, you're not aware of as the wife.
I mean, as a man, it's not all the time that I should involve my significant other in all the businesses that I do.
No, but
you
it's a
know?
family, you
Because,
have- you
okay,
just
what
have
if I'm
to-
in illegal business? Would
But
you want to
well-
be involved in that? I'm making money.
I don't want to be in illegal.
But when the cops
I don't want to be
come
involved in
in,
illegal
you are
businesses.
involved.
But I also wouldn't want my man to be doing illegal things because that would jeopardize the happiness of the family
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Yes. So, what was I about to say? There's something that you said.
Illegal business. That's what I said.
Illegal business,
Yeah.
yes. So that jeopardizes the happiness of the family in case your illegal business doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Oh.
So on the other hand, if your illegal business goes well and you're a man who means well for your family, I think that makes the family happy.
Yeah.
It works out both
So
ways.
I was about to bring in something. I know when we talk about money, we lean heavily on the men. You know, a man having money. I would say this: women, don't be too expectant. Like where you just look at men like a walking wallet, when you yourself have nothing going for yourself. I feel like
Your
men,
father.
some men especially when they
father.
give, when they give, they see where to give. You know, where I feel even the amount that a man is going to give you, it starts from how you look, how you take yourself, what kind of ambitions you have. That's why some of you complain, say me, the man doesn't give you money. You find the same man who doesn't give you money, not in your context, the same man who doesn't give you money is giving another woman out there. So what's the difference? Because you're both women, you know? So I feel like they build on what you already have. So if you want, strategically as a woman, if you want a man to give you more money, start making money yourself. Because there's no way a man has seen that you're wearing a wig for 2,000 and he comes and gives you 100 kwacha. That's an insult. Like, why are you giving me what am I going to do with the 100 kwacha? And I talk time within the week, 100 kwacha. What do you mean? So I feel like women, first of all, it starts with you yourself. You can't be looking at a man every time. There are women who just live like that. Their job is just to look for men with money. No, make your own money. Because once you make your own money, even the type of men that will be attracted to you will change. I'm telling
because
you.
times have changed now. There's a lot of opportunities
even
for women.
Even the kind of men
to
you
make money.
attract, as long as you make money, will be different. You'll not be attracting bakawaya.
But the thing is with women who make more money is that they now think they're better than the man.
So much disrespect, exactly. There's so much
no.
disrespect there. You know, because at the same time is that when women start to make more money than the guy, they start to now see certain guys as you know what, this guy can take care of me. I'll jump to this. I'll jump to that. I'm not saying it's all women. I'm not saying it's all women. It's
not
most
all.
women.
Some women.
But when it comes
Some
to love,
women,
women
not
are
most
loyal.
When it
Even when
comes-
they have man, some of them, they even want to give the money to the man. Especially if they love, I Natasha.
Uh-huh.
Natasha.
I'm not
She
with you.
disagrees.
No.
Hit it, Natasha.
The thing with women who make money, they lose respect for their men. They think they're equal. Like,
Okay.
if you can do that, I can do it too. You get that point? So on that one,
Because
They
you know,
know that they can
I've
find
definitely
better.
seen
Yes.
this before.
Can't mess with me.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this before, where a man has actually gone broke, and then the woman or the girlfriend starts to disrespect the man, and then when the man now starts to make money, because you know, a man when he doesn't have money, there's nowhere he can go, because he knows that okay, if I go to the next girl, you know, I would have to provide a certain value to her, you know. So when you endure that disrespect to that girl, you endure it for a long time until he gets to the level where he wants to get to, and then what happens? He moves out and says, you know, it has ended. I think let me go and marry this other girl. And this is how women will come out to say, no, but I took care of him, I shan, I what? But you forgot that you disrespected that man when he was
When-
down,
Yeah.
when he was at
and
his
men
lowest.
don't
You
do
know
well
that-
with
you know?
disrespect.
Yeah, because how would you feel if I provided everything for you, you know, gave you money, took care of you, but then again I was verbally abusive or physically abusive? Would you want to stay in that relationship?
No.
No,
Hell
because
no.
look,
So-
because there one thing that we humans need to understand is that there are good times and there are bad times.
Yeah, true.
And these things don't actually last for a long time. Most cases that now that men are actually going through a financial crisis, you know, because more women are getting employed, more women are getting opportunities because of the feminism that is actually coming in to support women empowerment or girl child movements, you know. But with men, who are doing that? No one's doing that. There's basically the men's conference. If there are companies or organizations that are doing that, it's very minimal, it's small, you know. So this is why you find that when a man is actually down and he's hoping for his woman to be by his side, to support him, to encourage him, we don't need your money. Some men, yeah, maybe 2 or 3, 5% of men need your money.
Opportunists.
But large majority of men, actually need your support. We need encouragement. But if you don't encourage us and you keep on disrespecting us, men have got, not all men, but we've got like a revenge clock in our head.
So I wanted actually, whilst you're hinting on that, I want you to like kind of give examples, because there are some girls who might not even know, like some forms of disrespect might not even be verbal, but it might be
Just,
action or,
Exactly.
for example, even comparison, right?
yeah.
I say that because the video that sometimes we talk about when I was encouraging girls to date within their age bracket and just give these guys chance until they bad. One of the things that I saw under that, like the comments, were that, especially from the men, were like, you know, yeah, I was with this girl for some time, but she was disrespecting me, constantly comparing me with men who were doing order or even cheating on me with men who were telling me like I was not man enough because I was not able to provide, or I was not looking some type of way. So I wanted maybe as men to just highlight like what would look as disrespect for the sake of us learning, because we don't want to make that mistake.
I've got a lot. One,
DC.
One, taking time to pick up our calls.
Wow.
That is a form of disrespect. Like, look, when I call you, I understand that you're busy, sure, but you cannot take 5, 6, 10 hours just to get back to me. Like, bruh, those days when I had money, you'd get back to me within an hour. But all of a sudden, you've changed and you've told yourself that you're busy.
Even when you tell yourself, it's been hours since I've checked up on her. Let me send a text. Hello, looking to me. Who is she talking to?
Exactly. That's a guy's mindset. In his head, he's thinking, okay, who is entertaining her? You might not be cheating, but in our head, we're thinking, who are you entertaining? Why are you ignoring me? It's taking you 10 hours just to respond to me. Okay. I'm your boyfriend or I'm your husband, So you're supposed to show some respect to say, if you can't get back to me, at least send a message to say, oh, baby, sorry, I'm in a meeting. I'll be home maybe at so time, but I'll talk to you. I'll understand. Even if you don't call me on that day, I'll understand like, okay, she was busy. But if you just go the whole day, nothing, after calling, after texting, even after I call you 3 times, then no, that's disrespect. So I'm talking about things that you used to do that you don't do anymore. In our heads, we know that, okay, she's becoming distant with me. Even the way you talk to me, even the way you treat me as well. So it can't be, I wouldn't say it's monetary form or it's other things. So someone is definitely calling.
He's calling to check up. So if she doesn't pick up, she's in trouble. That's disrespect.
And also, it's disrespectful to the gentleman here. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. So, I
thought I'd switched it off.
So, at the same time, as a man, we do analyze these small things.
Yeah.
You might not see it. You might think it in a way like, okay, I don't feel like talking to him. That's you, ladies. But for us, it's, because I'm broke now, she doesn't want to reciprocate the energy.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's see how long this will last. And if it lasts like for a long time and you don't change, in our heads we think to ourselves, you know what? Once I become the man that I want to become, dumping this chick.
Yeah.
I'm marrying someone else.
This is why I think it's very important for a woman, whenever she's in a relationship and things are going south, she has to reevaluate the situation. Say, is there anything I'm doing wrong? And is there anything he's doing wrong? Okay, let me try to communicate with him. We meet halfway. Then we can come up with a solution.
And this is what I said in a certain post. Like, if you want to change your man, if you see something wrong, you need to be brutally honest with him. And I'm not saying in a disrespectful way. I'm saying in a calm way. Say, okay, babe, I've noticed that you don't push. What's going on? You become lazy. Or you smell bad. Or you shine. All those things. You need to say that so that men can sit down and think, she told me this. If he doesn't change, that's his problem. He didn't want to change. So if he goes back and his friends say, yo, bro, why did it end? That girl, she told me that I was lazy. Oh, how did she say it? She said, did she disrespect you? I'm like, no, she actually told me the truth, but it was just my fault not to change, So women think us, we can read their minds. We can't read your minds. We might read your body language and we might think, okay, what have I done now? In our heads now, I'm thinking maybe some guy's entertaining her, or maybe because I'm broke. I don't know what's going on here. Now, if I ask you the question and you tell me another answer, I'll be like, okay, cool. She's okay. Maybe she's doing her own thing, and I will not evaluate myself. I will not change. You know how only change if it's either you tell me the truth or the boys tell me the truth. This is why it's really important for a man to have a brotherhood. You cannot ride solo as a man and say, no, me, I don't need my friends. I don't need anyone. I just need my girl. That is emasculating yourself. As a man, you need to have a brotherhood. Because if I see Laz doing something, I'll tell him, Laz, you're being a punk now. You need to change, bro. You also tell me, like, dude, why are you acting like this? Stop acting like that. Let's move on. Like, would encourage each other. And that's the importance of brotherhood.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I especially where I like the part that you've talked about, especially finding a group amongst yourselves as men. I know there are a lot of women who want to cling on to their husband 24/7, and you find that such men, they don't move far.
No, they don't.
Because there's a limit to what you can tap within your wife, but there's another set or other things that you can tap from your men. You know how you maneuver women,
Yeah.
So there are some men who really just shut off even opinions of their friends. Once they get married, they just want to be moved. Where the wife steps is also stepping. Where the wife unsteps is also unstepping.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like such usually men don't progress as much as the ones that have like a certain bunch of male friends, because like you're saying, they need that, like you're saying, the brotherhood.
Yeah.
Although on the contrary, you can find also bad brotherhood. Who
That's the point I wanted to stress out.
You see-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can expand on that.
Yeah, so as a man, it's important to have a brotherhood that is going to encourage you, build you outside there. But there's also a bad brotherhood that's going to draw you to doing bad things, more like neglecting your wife. You're always with the boys. What are you doing with the boys? In a bar drinking. You're always with the boys. What are you doing with the boys? In a bar, looking for who's got big nyash.
Yeah.
Looking at who's picking who tonight, who's, there are such bad brotherhoods that will just not encourage you to be a better man. You find this man was a good man, you got married to a good woman, and then in the long run, you just end up messing things up because you are found with bad company. So like my mother says, bad company always collapse good morals.
Yeah.
So it's not a one-day thing. Habits build up as you continue hanging with the bad brotherhood. So it's okay to have company as a man, which you call the brotherhood. But the brotherhood, what is it all about?
Let me even give some specific examples, adding to what she's saying. There are men who maybe someone has a girlfriend or a side chick, and when they are meeting up, like on Fridays, he will tell the friend, we are drinking as usual at our chill spot. My girl is coming. And then the other friend will ask her to come with a friend.
You want to get married as well?
No.
This is a man who is already
married.
Oh,
One has a side chick.
Oh.
And then the side chick is coming over for the drink up. And this other one who doesn't have a side chick is encouraged to, encourage the side chick to come with a friend. So that she can be the side chick with, And also this
So they
thing
can
of sharing
share.
apartment. I hear now in Lusaka
Oh,
that
room 18.
people, that's what I hear that sometimes married men on Kela money
Oh, Kukwai bakes
to,
soup.
to book an apartment where
I've been there.
they make it look like it's they book an apartment where they take their side chicks to. So it will be after a night. This married man and side chick. This one. This.
House parties.
Come on, house
that's what she's
parties.
saying.
I mean, technically, if the man's still taking care of you, making sure you're safe, protected, whatever it does outside that shouldn't concern you.
It is. My man is my man alone. I don't want to share my man with anyone.
Okay, but what's the most important thing in a relationship?
The most important thing in
Yeah.
relationship
Because
is intimacy.
let's say if I can't protect you, if I can't provide for you, so meaning my
Yeah,
loyalty.
useless man.
You see, I'm useless, right? So
Yes.
my loyalty means nothing,
Yeah.
right?
In a relationship, I think the most important thing is intimacy.
Intimacy.
Yes, like physical intimacy. You have to be with your partner most of the times, not all the times, because you also need breathing space to be with the boys, the good boys. So you need also time with your man, and then there's this man who is just never home, like she said in one of her points that she raised.
Okay.
There's-
Oh, no, continue. I thought you were done with the point.
This man is always out there, outing with the boys, and then what time are you going to get to build a relationship with your partner? Because intimacy, when you're intimacy with your partner, you talk about certain things that are going to build you going forward.
Oh, Natasha looks like
Natasha
trying to say
is-
something.
What's
You can come in.
intimacy without loyalty?
Intimacy without loyalty, it's nothing.
So I think basically the most important thing in a relationship is loyalty.
I think women, sometimes you lie to yourselves.
Yeah.
I think it's not loyalty that you want. It's money, like you said.
it's
money.
No, I
Oh,
want
no,
my
no,
money.
there's one thing. Look, there's one thing that a man wants from a woman, and there's one thing that a woman wants from a man. At most, a man wants sex from a woman wants money from a man.
No.
The kind of
Okay.
relationship
No.
I was talking about here is a kind of a marriage setup.
Yeah.
Where
Yes, of course.
how would you just want 24/7 money from your husband?
I mean, you want him to take care of you, provide for
No,
you, protect
no,
He
you.
already pays the bills. He was
Exactly.
already done that.
Take
All I
you
need
out.
is his presence being there, him being there.
You
We talk
want
about the
him-
future of the kids. We talk about our projects. We talk about how we're going to be in 50 years. We talk about our savings. We need to have time to talk about all that.
You see, now that is where now you are emasculating a man right there, making him feminine, and that is the
That sounds like a
mistake.
movie right there. That sounds like a movie.
Look, exactly. If you
but
see,
no,
look,
it's
I'm not
reality.
saying this, right?
It's
What I'm
Yes.
saying is that you need to be careful of how you transform your man. If
Yeah.
you tell your man, hey, look, me, I want you to be always there, be there for me. I want you to always communicate. I want you to express yourself. I want you to be vulnerable. You know what you're doing right there? Right there, you're now emasculating the man. The man will now think okay, so being vulnerable is actually interesting. And once he starts doing that, you now start to lose attraction to him.
Because
Hey, this nigga is not a man anymore.
I don't think maybe
you know?
that's, if I got you correctly.
Yeah,
Catherine,
that's
I don't
not
think
the
that's
point.
what she meant.
I'm saying,
especially in a marriage setup, this you have to understand that. You have to understand that it's beyond marriage and relationships are two different things. They are very, very different. Let no one lie to you. When you're in a marriage, it ceases to just be a relationship of, I love you. There are days when you feel like you don't even
Killing
love
each
each other,
other.
but life has to still go on because it's the person that you're waking up to.
Yeah.
And then the point that he said to say, when you're out there, it's none of my business as your wife. I don't think that's correct, because once you get married to someone, whether male or female, you have to be accountable to each other.
Yeah.
There are a lot
True,
of
true,
things
true,
that
true.
happen.
Yes.
Remember, you're
True.
a father at home. So when you go out there, men who like to abscond, they're out there over the weekend. There's a lot of things that happen home. Where's the protection that he was talking about as a man? Because you've left your house open. There are kids there. There's your wife there. If robbers came there, there's only so much we can do as women.
No, true.
And that's going to be that's a safeguarding issue for your family. What if the kids go? I've heard of instances, sadly, where kids have an emergency. Maybe a kid becomes sick, and the husband is not even reachable until a child dies. They
He's
just
with
hear
the
in the
bad
morning to
boys.
say, "Oh man, I went now for food." No, you know. So we can't say that whatever he does out there is none of our
No,
business. as
this
women.
is why I said, as long as the house is protected, the children are protected, are safe. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that he should go out there and do whatever he wants to the
But
point
they
whereby
do.
it gets
Sadly.
the point where the family gets affected by his choices. I'm saying that he can do whatever he wants as long as
What
he
is
meets.
whatever?
Huh?
What is whatever
Having
that
fun.
is?
Having fun.
No, just
What's
just
what's
with the
having
boys.
fun?
You can't be going
Don't
there
trust
now.
the boys.
Because think about think about
No,
if the roles
it's
were
not all the
reversed, right?
time.
If the roles were
Okay.
reversed, right, and your man was just always in your business, no matter who you're going to see, whatever you're going to do, he's
He was
just
always in
he's
your
just
business.
there. He's just there.
No,
Wouldn't you
that's
feel
not-
suffocated?
Yeah,
You would.
Exactly.
You would.
So
Yes.
sometimes you need to give your man some free space to say, okay, like you said, if you're living in the same place, two of you are going to get suffocated,
Yeah,
right?
true.
So you need to at least give breathing room. Like for me, I'm comfortable as well. My woman actually going out to say, okay, not to the club. No, no, I refuse.
But you can
that.
go to the club.
I can go to. I mean, we need to set standards first. Okay,
Yeah.
which places can I go to? Or I can go to
yes,
the lounge.
that's where communication comes in.
Exactly.
You communicate. And what time are
Exactly.
you going to communicate that if you don't have time with your partner? So I'm saying to say, you need to sit down, have that intimacy, have conversation, get to know the person. Like in a marriage, mostly in relationship, there's always that cover up. There's too much pretense. But then people, when they get married, that's when you get to know who they truly are. Yes.
No.
So
Isn't
you,
it better to get to know them before you get married?
you get to know them,
You
but you
can't know
never fully know a
someone,
person
yeah.
until you're living with them.
You can't know someone in a relationship. The version that you have in a relationship and the version that you have in a marriage are two different people.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Do you think cohabiting is very good?
I'm going
In
to be
order for you
crucified
to
for
know.
this. Personally, I feel okay. I know it goes against the biblical principles, but personally, I'm pro cohabiting before you get married to someone. I don't know. I know a lot of women might come for me because I hear fornication, I hear shan, but I feel it's got its own advantages, despite people saying there's advantages to it.
Yeah.
And again, if you feel comfortable cohabiting, do it. Because you need to know.
Your partner.
You need to, guys. Oh man.
10 minutes.
Let me
Oh my
just
God.
leave it there. But no, you need, because the version that you have of a person you're dating, or you just see each other 1 2 weeks, is different to the person that you're waking up to in the morning. Yeah, and let me just leave it there. But personally, I'm pro cohabiting.
Okay. So anyway, This is a part of the segment where I get to read messages and then we all get to advise here.
Okay.
So I've got a message from a guy says, hey, I have a question. Let's say a man is married to this woman for 15 years, but in this marriage, the woman doesn't feel satisfied. So in order to satisfy herself, she goes and sleeps with another man. The man doesn't end the marriage, but rather forgives her. In that scenario, is the man simping or what? Biblically, he is well and good because part of forgiveness is reconciliation. Yeah.
How many times do you forgive her?
The question is that why are you forgiving her?
No, I mean like, okay, he's not satisfying the woman, right? So how would you solve that issue? Because either ways, if it continues for a longest period of time, it's going to ruin the marriage.
Yeah.
So like, how many times is he willing to forgive her and reconcile?
But also, how does he know she's not getting satisfied? Does it mean that the wife did open up to him to say, I'm not satisfied? Because I feel like sometimes men don't understand when a woman says, I'm not satisfied, and they don't want to change their game in the room. So, not that I'm justifying what the woman did, because if you're married to someone, you have to take things as they are. And personally, I would not justify a cheating woman. I think I've talked about it on my podcast, even though, on my platform, even though women, to their defense, they say men do it all the time and we forgive them. I'm sure you've seen there's a wave of women cheating right now.
Yeah, so if a man jumps off a bridge, a woman should also jump off a bridge.
But personally, I always say you have no excuse for cheating. Whether you cheat because, Shan, especially in a marriage, you have no excuse whatsoever for cheating. I think that's... But it's up to the man to forgive or not.
Okay.
Really, it's up to him.
But do men really forgive?
No, they don't.
You see, we forgive, a lot of things, but when it comes to cheating, I suggest that a man should never take back a woman who cheated. You know why? Because I watched the video. You see, this woman specifically said, if I was to cheat on my man and he forgives me, I will see him as weak.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
You know, no matter how much she cries, no matter how much she begs, even if she does all the styles to you, do not forgive her or do not take her back. Because, that's now disrespecting yourself, and she's also going to do it again. She might take maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, but she'll get back and say, and cheat on you. Because the fact is that in her head, she's like, I got away with it the first time. I can get away with it the second time.
I'll just hide it better next time.
Exactly. It's more like a man physically abusing his wife. You know, once he does it, he'll do it again. This is why this is why most people say, why don't you walk away from that abusive relationship? No, he said he will stop.
Especially if there are no consequences for it.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. You know.
So in a marriage setup, so it's okay for the wife to forgive the husband, and then the husband not forgive the wife.
You see, us men are territorial. We are very territorial with our stuff. I can't let anyone drive my car. I'll drive it
But
myself.
you drive your car somewhere else. Anyway, adding to her question, why is it that when a man is a cheat in the relationship and one time he catches, just one time, she's even just trying, she cheats and he finds out, why do men sound so offended?
You know why?
It's like,
But they've been doing it with countless
You know
kids.
why? Because in our heads we're thinking, what styles did that nigga do on her?
BMW.
Bender.
And
Did it slip out? Did he put it back in?
and besides,
So in his head he's thinking.
and besides, there's a difference. I'm not saying cheating is right, but there's a difference on how cheating affects, the genders.
Exactly.
Because let's say today, right? Maybe I'm married to one of you, right? Maybe I decide to mess around with the chick, but definitely I won't marry her. I'm like, no, it was just for a
important.
night. I'll come back to my wife. But for women, once they reach that extent of cheating, emotionally, she's not there anymore.
Exactly. She's gone. You
You're right
can't
on
get her
that
back.
one. You're right.
You know? Yeah. You can't get her back. She's gone. This is why
She's
we say
gone.
she's gone. This is why we say I'd never
Honest.
never take back a woman who cheated on you. Because at the same time she's not emotionally there anymore. She'll be thinking about Jack who gave her those good styles. It's just that because Jack never made her the wife. So she was hurt and say, you know what? Ben is the one that actually loved me very much. Let me go back, So this is why men can't get back a woman, because in our heads, we think too much. We're overthinkers, We're thinking, okay, so this The guy that was doing her, did her what styles? Was it better than me? Seriously.
Because women, whether they like it or not, they'll always compare.
They'll always compare, no matter what. Us guys don't compare.
We don't.
We don't. You know, when it comes to like sexual stuff, we never compare.
With us, what matters is peace.
Yes.
The home. That's what matters.
Exactly. That's the comparison there. The peace that she brings to our
She might be good in bed, but if she's chaotic, I ain't marrying her, man.
I ain't bringing her to my family.
No way.
You know, so yeah. So basically, that's the message right there. You know. So any last words? Let's start with Kat.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've got last words. Any encouraging words to the men and women, or the men and women?
So for the men, I think it's good to always look out for your women, because naturally you guys are protectors, providers. So I think that's how the Bible states it. I don't know, but I've read a few scriptures and heard a few scriptures that say men are providers, and then for the women, let's just be submissive. Let's be the peace. You've seen, they won't wife you if you're not giving them.
Oh my God.
So let's just be the peace that men need. We can encourage our men to work hard. We don't have to sleep around if our men can't provide at that particular time. We can still be good women and stand by our men's side until they bag it.
Yeah,
Like she stated.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that's that. That's my last encouragement, like my last words to Tasha.
Natasha.
I mean, it's simple. Let's just respect each other. That's all. I mean, because I've seen in many relationships, respect is lacking.
No, true.
Money, okay, yes, money can do a lot, but without respect. No, I wouldn't have a man insulting me and doing all those stuffs and still be giving me money.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want that.
True.
So I think respect, let's just work on the respect part. Because with respect, you'd be able to talk to your man. You'd be able to talk to your woman. So I think for me, respect really plays a bigger role in it. Let's work on that one.
Amazing. Azariah.
All right. I think two main ones. When it comes to relationships, especially both men and women, I feel like right now everyone is just jumping on the bandwagon without establishing why they even want to be in the relationships in the first place. So I feel like in this generation, people have to be quite conscious of why they are getting in a relationship. I think the foundation of relationships has changed now. People are getting in it for all the wrong reasons. So yeah, to avoid all these issues, pregnancies, heartbreaks, drama, shani, just get in a relationship when you feel the time is right and you're ready. Number two, especially those of you that want to like have a relationship, get to marriage, God is the foundation of all relationships. You always end up getting wrong people if you don't really pray about the people that you meet and people that are supposed to be in your life. I think it's very important for you to pray that God guides you to the right people to avoid all these things that I talked about. So yeah, thank you.
Guys.
Well, for me, my last words would be, as a man, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. But always make sure that your woman is protected, safe, financially stable. Whatever she needs, you're there. If you're able to do that, then cool. But otherwise, if the home is not properly set up, then I wouldn't advise you going rampant and doing whatever you want. Always put your family first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So for me, I would say be the best version of yourself. You know, if you see that the road is difficult, do not just change all of a sudden and say, this road is difficult, let me quit, let me change. You know, quitters are losers. You know, as a men's conference, we do not support quitters, we do not support losers. You need to be the best version of yourself. You need to encourage others. You need to be there for others. You need to make sure that, okay, here I need to self-improve, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's making more money, whether it's opening a business, whether it's being the best employee of the month. You need to be better at what you're doing. You know, you need to leave a footprint, because as men, you're warriors, we're conquerors, you know. We need to leave a footprint. It doesn't matter what sector you're in, whether it's a 9-to-5, whether it's a business, it doesn't matter what sector you're in. Leave a footprint. Let people remember you for good. You know, let people remember, oh, Sam is good at this. You know, he's the best guitarist, you know. So always leave a footprint, you know. So as a man, always remember and tell yourself, okay, what am I good at? What am I going to do in order to improve myself? And that is something that most men are lacking is self-motivation. At times, you need to also self-motivate yourself.
Yeah.
In fact, not even motivate, you need to be disciplined. You know, you cannot sit there and say, no, I'm not motivated, you know. So, I'll do it tomorrow. Procrastination is the killer of dreams. So always make sure to be disciplined, do whatever it takes to make money, do whatever it takes to make your family happy. And, you know, don't focus too much on women. Women are great, women are amazing, women are fantastic, always respect them. But the moment you put your energy in only women, you never move forward in life. You know, women are amazing, guys. I'm not saying that. Look, once a man puts his vision, once he focuses on his mission, he'll focus on spending money on me. So, yes. So definitely, guys, it's been fun. It's been amazing. It's been great. You know, we had Cathrine, Natasha, and Azariah. And, of course, I had my twin brother in the building, you know. So we'll be back with you, same time, same place. And we were at the Urban Mesai. You know, the Urban Mesai is actually an amazing place that you guys can actually, you know, come through. It's along Great East Road, you know, not too far. And basically, it's an amazing place that you guys can actually bring your woman. It's there are lots of things that you can actually do here. We're actually in the VIP section, you know. So if you want to have some fun, if you want to have if you want to throw a birthday celebration, this is the place to be. If you want to take your woman out, this is the best place to be. They've got lots of snacks, lots of beverages. So come through, have fun. It's an amazing place. So, but before I actually go, you know, I'd like us to take a moment of silence for all those men that thought they could transform a slave queen to a housewife.
Oh, Lord.
Amen.
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 Deuces.
Amen.